subscribers, my TikTok family. If it wasn't for you guys, none of this would be possible. Look, you guys, I'm running a little bit behind, so I have to hydrate myself as much as possible. So I'm going to be drinking a lot of water during this live. So the fact that I'm drinking water serves a purpose. I'm not just doing it to be doing it on the live or whatever, like some of these content creators do. I will be going live on TikTok after this. Let's talk about it really quickly. Women, they look at femininity, from my perspective, like it's a weakness. It's a shame, because it's really not. But they look at it like it's something hindering them. It's something that causes men to see them as weaker or makes them a weaker vessel. Hence the reason why they're all basking in this GMO masculinity from all the semen they've taken on, from all the Chads and Pookies and Ray Rays they've had, right? And it's got their hormones all messed up. You know, they're letting these guys just, you know what I'm saying, let off inside of them. And they're thinking, as long as I don't get pregnant, there's no issue with that. When there's all this research about what semen does and the components it's made of, you know, spinal fluid, brain fluid, and something else very important, something with the bone or something like that, right? So you can't have this stuff being let off in you from wicked men and think that there's going to be no repercussion from it, but a lot of them do. Now, see, the difference between man and woman, modern man and modern woman. Modern man, this new man, us, Sigma Wolf, we embrace the good and the bad that comes along with, you know, masculinity. Now, here's a problem with females. They want to be able to get all the perks that come along with being the feminine vessel while also running around here and speaking and talking like a man would. It's disgusting. You can't have it that way. There's a lot of strength in femininity, and that's how our mothers got by and their grandmothers and things like that, while you guys are out here trying to be this new kind of woman who wants to be treated like a woman but presents herself as a man. It's quite disgusting, and it doesn't really matter what you try to say as far as your resume goes, your career, or your gym schedule. All I can see is an Adam's apple, you know, clavicle muscle, and too much bicep for me. I don't think I want to deal with it, right? Now, you can gaslight us and tell us, well, you know, a real man and a real man. Now, last I checked, I am a real man. Last I checked, you don't have one. So what are we really talking about? Again, they're starting to look at, and they've been, you know, conditioned to believe that femininity is some type of weakness. There's no strength in it. They have to be both. They have to be both a man and a woman at the same time. They have to be strong like a man, but pH balanced. pH balanced like a woman. Absolutely not. You're not going to have it this way. And these same kind of women, when they find these, you know, men that have been raised by single mothers that are basking in their GMO femininity, they can't stand those dudes. But that's the equivalent of them. It's the same thing. Exactly, man. Listen, there's vulnerability with both genders, okay? You know what I mean, men? You know what I mean? Whenever we're out here, y'all think that we get to beat our chest and do whatever we want. No, absolutely not. The system is set up to make sure that we're policed quite heavily, okay? And the conditions that we're thrown into once we do some ignorant stuff is pretty much most of the time life in prison or close thereof. Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the opposite, most of the time, women are able to get away with a whole lot of stuff. Egregious things that men can't. Again, this is not real masculinity. What it is really just defense mechanisms and women that have been traumatized and have found different ways to hide their trauma, guard themselves, and not allow themselves to be vulnerable, like Fendi said. And thinking that disguising it and then projecting it on the men and making it seem like we're the ones that are insecure when they're all doing these different things that their mothers and grandmothers, well, grandmothers, possibly their mothers, and great-grandmothers never did. you know, trying to be these career driven, trying to be able to present themselves as a man, but then be able to be treated like a woman. And it's not possible because as a man, we don't see a woman when a woman is presenting herself like a man. Now, there's all kind of clever language they're coming up with to try to gaslight us into making it seem like we're doing something wrong for knowing clearly what a woman is and what a woman ain't. And a woman embraces her femininity. Now, there's vulnerabilities that come along with being feminine and being a woman, of course. But there's nothing you can do by deepening your voice or putting yourself in a position of power that's going to make you any less of a woman by frame. But do what you want to do, right? But I'm telling you, as a man, there's vulnerabilities with being a man as well. You know, you do anything wrong, you know you're going to probably miss out on the rest of your life. You know, you have to work hard. You have to build yourself up. You're not given your status based off of what you're born with. As long as you maintain it, you got to build yourself up. You know, as a man, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you. Ain't nobody here for you. All you have is God. You have to build your worth. That is your vulnerabilities as a man. As a man, you know, whatever happens, you know, you got to deal with it. If somebody wants to fight you, ain't no one gonna be like, don't fight that man. Don't do that. Come on now. Now you're a man. Don't fight that other man. No, it's gonna go down. It is what it is. No, those are vulnerabilities of being a man. Most of the time as a man, when something goes down, you're assumed to be the one that was the aggressor or the one that did something wrong. It's not like we have everything on the up and up. But they assume that to be so because of all the programming they're getting. And instead of them doing some actual real thinking, they're just like, well, this all makes sense and this is why. And then they don't want to take accountability, and it gives them a good excuse and a reason to keep doing what they're doing. And they believe this is some kind of modern woman, masculine energy woman. It's not a modern masculine energy. It's a very hurt and fragile woman using all kind of different mechanisms and tools and things to try to guard her feelings. It's the saddest thing ever, right? As a woman, to embrace your femininity is some of the strongest thing you can do. To try to hide it behind all these layers and then tell a man that he has to be man enough for you to allow that to come out. Man, they should not be allowed to run around here and hide like that. They should not be allowed to run around here and project on the men. When a man's looking for a woman, we shouldn't have to go through all this crazy stuff to get one. It shouldn't be looked at as a weakness for them to be a woman. We cannot have men and men acting women. It's not going to work out right, because eventually there cannot be two leaders in a house. And you women want to be a leader, and you also want to be a follower whenever you're tired, and you also want excitement, and then you have all these standards as far as height and everything else. It's just too much, okay? Again, as a man, to really bask in your masculinity, you have to just do what you need to do, regardless of what's being said to you. You have to be a pioneer, set the standard, get it out the mud, whatever you got to do, and also have logic and some kind of layer of empathy along with it. Women, they just want to be able to do what they think that men do and not have no accountability, and also never have to really worry about being feminine. And, you know, listen, obviously it's a little bit of work for women to be feminine. It's easier for them to hide behind going to the gym and putting on a bunch of muscle, or becoming a corporate woman and becoming a boss bae, you know, and just run away. It's hard to be a woman, apparently. You know what I mean? It's like it's hard to be a man, and it's even harder to maintain your frames and find a relationship you're comfortable in. You know, and you can't do that kind of stuff. Listen, as a man, we don't want to be with a woman that is so outside of herself. She believes that she's in her masculine energy. These terminologies are just now being brought up, and we obviously see why they're being brought up. They're trying to justify the way that they built this new kind of woman, and they're giving her terms and things so that men will, because we know it's weird. We feel it. We're like, something's not right here, man. It's like, yeah, they look good, but it's not curling quite right. It's something not right, and we can't put our finger on it, because society's telling us by the conditioning and all the stuff, the movies and, you know, TV and the radio, you know, they have all these women, you know, they be hitting men and getting away and all, and doing all these different things, and they're able to get away with cheating and bragging about, and we're just like, we're thinking, well, you know, maybe it's okay for her to kind of, no, it's not. Your instinct is like, no, man, something ain't right. Get away from it. Go overseas if you have to. Go solo bolo. And everybody else on society and women are telling you, no, this is right. This is how we're supposed to be. I know it's something new, but get used to it. No, no. There's too many inconsistencies. There's women out there that don't want to have to be, masculine anymore now. They're tired of it. Again, you can't just turn it on and off like a light switch. You have to bask in what you are. You are a woman. You shouldn't make it try to work for you to try to be masculine, to guard yourself and be able to not ever, expose your feelings and make yourself vulnerable. And then want a man to treat you like a woman. It's not going to happen. You guys have made yourselves into like pseudo men, and it's just like I don't care what you say. It's the energy about you. Ain't that what y'all say about us? It's the energy. It's your energy, man. It's trash. Listen, it's not hard if you get out of your ego, stop projecting on the men what you've gone through. None of you guys are doing any healing because you don't have to have any self-development because society is telling you it's okay. Well, you're gonna have to go outside of what you're being told, especially, hey, listen, you gotta understand, everything that makes you feel good ain't always the right thing to do. I know a lot of this stuff is making y'all feel good and making you feel validated, but you gotta also know that morally it's wrong. And it's not working out for you. You're not gonna let you, knock us over the head, drag us back to your woman cave. There's mostly women acting like cave women, drag us back to your cave and we do it. No, like, get your lives together. We're not attracted to men. We're not. I'm heterosexual men or whatever. We're not attracted to men acting women. We listen, we just want a woman who's a woman inside and out. You women look like women on the outside, but you're all man on the inside. It's disgusting. We really feel like you're driving around in your cars farting and stuff, taking whatever breaks you want to from washing your butts if you can get away with it, like raggedy ass dudes do. You know what I'm saying? You seem trifling. And we don't really want to deal with it. There's nothing about what you have going on that makes us feel like the juice is going to be worth the squeeze. It's just you doing a bunch of raunchy stuff. The way you talk is disgusting. You don't try to have any kind of, je ne sais quoi. You don't try to have any kind of ladylike speech about you. You just talk like trash. You just talk like whatever you hear men talking like. And that's okay for you and as women to want to hear that. But us as men, we don't like that. So you see being feminine as a weakness. Okay, well, that's your problem. That's your Western ideology. If we want to go somewhere else where they don't see femininity being a weakness, they embrace it and use it as a strength. And whatever comes along with it, let those trials be lessons or whatever. Don't bother with us. Don't even try to look our way. Like, listen, I got another video coming out, but I don't want to say too much about it. But as men, we got to start looking at things like it is. These women out here are looking at us like a job. They're looking at us. See, we don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a man, you look at a career, you look at a job, or you look at being an entrepreneur, but you got to do one of the three or whatever. Some of these guys out here, even, out here in the streets doing what they got to do, but they still consider it some type of job. Well, women look at being with the man as a job. It's like, I'm gonna go clock in, give him a little, booty, let him clap the cheeks, clock in, talk to his goofy self a little bit or whatever, and then I want my return on my investment. I want my bills to be paid in cash in hand, and a lot of them look at us like retirement plans. Okay, we don't really think that way as men. Because when we want a woman, we're looking for somebody to add to our piece and no. See, you are a woman's piece. You are her retirement plan. You are her 401k. You know what I'm saying? You are disability. You are everything to her like that. See, as a woman, they can go to school, they can get a job, and they can also get a man. See, that's part of what, one of the jobs they can acquire. I just got to give him some cheeks and he'll pay for this and that. This is how they think. You would never think like this as a man because you carry yourself and have actual masculinity, real masculine energy. You're not out here giving your body away, considering a woman as some kind of, job or some kind of way to get resources and benefits from, long term, how to hustle out of. You're not thinking like that. You're thinking that way about a job. Like you're going to a job and trying to fake it till you make it through the interview and through the beginning process of the trial period while they're training you and faking it and putting on a good smile. That's how a woman looks at your ass. The same kind of way. Gotta put on this and that and do what I gotta do with these men. They don't care about you, man. They don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? And they look at anything that makes them feel vulnerable, which is, what they consider to be femininity, as a vulnerability. It's not. And don't deal with all this, so-called masculine energy. It's not masculine energy. It's a wild woman being a wild woman. She can just do whatever she wants to do with no accountability. What kind of masculine man has no accountability for his actions? Can just do whatever he wants to do and no one's holding him accountable, and everything on the internet backs him up, and he has... No, it doesn't work like that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I say all that to say this. I'm getting ready to wrap it up. Grab my water, my alkaline water real quick. You ready to go work out, you guys? I'll be on TikTok shortly. But, I just want to say that women really do feel like it's a weakness, and they've got all these different ways to kind of cover up their weaknesses and, their vulnerabilities, and no one has to grow, and everything has come to a head. The check is due, the bill is due, and we're going to take our talents overseas. And we have women kicking and screaming, following some of these guys overseas to harass them and to try to check them and humble them and all this other stuff because they're feeling some type of way about how things are turning out. Our eyes are open. We see we have other choices, and a lot of American women look at a man or American man as just a retirement plan. And they can, and some good women do this as well, but they're planning on bringing something to the table, whereas a bad chick is looking at what can I get for as long as I can get it from this guy before he realizes I'm not here for the right reasons. And we have to look at things like that, So a lot of this stuff online, you hear from single women, when we're talking the way we're talking, we're cutting into their retirement plans, man. So it doesn't matter whether they agree with you or not. They have to put something in there to incentivize men to date, because if we don't date, then they don't get their money. If they don't get their money, then the corporations don't get their money, because men don't invest into a bunch of brands and things of that nature that don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? So everything gets messed up because there's an economy in men feeling like crap and needing women that we don't really think about. And it's really big. So we got to stop thinking about it like, oh, man versus woman. No, it's man versus woman and the machine. You know what I'm saying? That's what's really going on here. And what we have to do is every time some new term come out or these women come up with new talking points, we need to start thinking, where's this coming from? Instead of going directly at the woman and saying it, where is this coming from? Why does it always seem like when we get ahead a little bit, some new crap pops up and it gets pushed out so highly? It's like, it's brand new. How's this terminology being pushed all the way out on this high level? I've never heard of it before. And in the past 3 months, it's pretty much viral. Oh, well, I guess the powers that be do run the algorithms, and they can suppress and they can push whatever they want. Makes sense. Got it. So as us as men, the most important thing is we don't take anything that these women are saying to heart. We don't care what's being pushed out online. It's not something that's, really going on in reality. They're trying to build this reality based off of social media and the internet to project this image like, oh, you got to date, and, being single is the leading sign of depression, and single. Shut up, man. These people will do anything to keep men in slavery. We're off the plantation. We're not going back. And I'm going to tell you something, and this goes out to the powers that be in AI, which is pretty much sentient. Listen, I don't care what you do and what you push. We're awake. We don't need these American women to further our generations. So if you want to further keep pushing these agendas with your algorithms and things of that nature, We're going to still be out here, boots on ground, getting it out the mud, pushing what we got to say, talking to each individual man that we run into, and we're not going to contribute anymore to the slavery, the modern slavery of the modern man that's going on. So push all these women and the propaganda and the panderers and all these new terms, push it, and the more you push it, the more men can obviously see that it's more than just women coming up with this. Someone else is giving them the information, and someone else is pushing the information way harder than any woman can push coming out of nowhere, right? It's bigger than you and me. So we can no longer allow ourselves to get caught up in these squabbling panels, arguing with women directly that are being fed things by a machine that we can't control, that can control how much information we're pushing out, because they know that women want to be led, and they're going to either get influence from a man that they look up to or the machine that's their daddy, okay? So as much as we're trying to show them, hey, we're trying to be your daddy, we're the man you're going to actually be making babies with, they can always fall back on the machine that's telling them, hey, baby, you ain't doing nothing wrong, sweetheart. I got you, baby. I'm your daddy over here. Don't worry. I'm going to drop some new terms out there to classify this new kind of man to make him look bad. They're doing this all the time. That's why you don't see me on here in panels or big, because I can't get ahead of the machine. But what we can do is buckle down, and no matter what they push, we stand firm, 10 toes down on what we're saying about masculinity. And no in-house fighting. Don't even affiliate with any kind of dude that wants to squabble and argue about being king of nothing, okay? If he wants to argue about being king, I'm the top dog, and you're top dog of what? Nothing? Because men are just now trying to get on our feet. Don't allow yourself to be around boys that are trying to act like men and kings. Be around actual kings and emperors that know that they are, and they move accordingly. I see a lot of dudes out here, especially content creators, anytime they see some other guy or other guys, their ego gets hurt, and they start putting out a bunch of crap to let everybody know, I'm that guy, look, all women want me, or hey, look, I got man. Listen, dude, these are lame ass dudes that are probably raised by single mothers. I'm gonna be real. And they're online with an image they feel like they gotta present. There's guys out there that want to take credit for other guys' work. They want to make it seem like people are going and looking at their content. Nobody's looking at your old ass shit. And y'all aren't saying nothing new. All this stuff has been told to us by anybody that has a father and a grandfather. So shut your asses up, man. Okay? So watch who you watching as well, men. Don't watch a bunch. If you look at a guy and you can tell that he probably didn't get women before he got money, man, like, take that into consideration. Because he's a lame, and he hides behind his money, and he gets women through money. So don't sit here and watch dudes that look like they weren't getting any kind of women before they got money. This is word to the wise. You see me out here when I was broke getting women. I get women when I'm starting to make money. I'm getting women when I do make money. It ain't got nothing to do with the money. It got to do with the man and how he carries himself. If these lame ass dudes on the internet don't really look like they got women before they got money, take that in consideration, because they didn't. And they probably aren't getting women right now. You know what I'm saying? Bunch of goofballs that are sitting there watching men like me that get women, taking notes and getting online and making it seem like they know. I know a nerd that don't get women when I see one. You can hide behind all the brands and the fancy verbiage. I can see the weakness in your eyes. You guys would run from women. You don't know how to handle women. And a lot of y'all watch my channel because you know I get it natural. I don't watch any of your guys' garbage ass, old ass content. You red pill guys, don't think that I'm watching any of your garbage ass, old ass content. Most of y'all are watching me, because I'm not the kind of man talking that crazy stuff like y'all do, like submitting women and putting women in cages of things of that nature. I'm not talking about all of you guys, but some of you guys talk crazy like that. I talk like a normal guy, a modern guy that's still not going to take no crap from no woman. So don't think I'm watching any of y'all's trash. You guys look like you got money, put on a little bit of muscle, but you still got the weak, coward, beta look in your eyes. I'm a conqueror. I do it with or without money. So don't bring that weak ass shit over here or try to drop little slights or shade. I will crush you. I will crush you. Get your old asses out of here, man. Get your raggedy ass information. Peace, love, and light. Remember, I'm your brother and I love you. I do this for you guys, man. And I do this for real. I'm not out here trying to send you guys seminars or courses and trying to make money. You know, like some corner, you know what I'm saying, dealer, salesman. I got this, man. When you're building from the ground up, you don't need to hurry up and drop courses and try to make money. Your foundation will build itself, and the money will come to you. People will be asking you to do things for them as opposed to you begging people to give you money. Anyway, love you guys. Have a great day. I'll be back on in a little while. I'm gonna work out on TikTok. Ladies, I'm gonna be on TikTok. You don't want to miss. Just because I'm not working out on TikTok doesn't mean I'm not working out. All right, you guys. Later. Hit this button.